Half hour, Heidi.
Slow down and move over. That is the message CAA wants to share with motorists as we head into the winter driving season, but it's relevant all year round. It's what you're supposed to do when passing an emergency vehicle or police officer on the side of the road. All Atlantic provinces have some form of move over legislation, but they're not all equal, and Gary Howard of CAA Atlantic joins us this morning to talk about this campaign and the issue. Good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you.
So slow down, move over, and we're next to a vehicle that often helps out in emergencies when people are broken down on the side of the road, a CAA tow truck.
Yeah.
So how does this relate to the slow down, move over legislation that we see in a lot of places?
Well, all 4 Atlantic provinces have legislation, which is essentially it's if you see an emergency vehicle approaching or on the side of the road, you have to slow down and move over as safely as you can. Currently, our vehicles are not in that legislation, and we're working with government to have it included.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what we're doing, the same thing. If someone's broken down, they're in an emergency situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you, or CAA, would have someone, out of their vehicle. So why is this an important issue in terms of safety for your workers or anyone who works with tow trucks or anything like that?
Well, it's when they're working, they're outside on the side of the road, and that's basically their workspace. So it'd be like having someone drive through the studio.
Right. At 100 plus kilometers an hour.
Exactly. We get a lot of near misses. It's surprising sometimes. So the guys have to be really careful. But if people, it is legislation, it is law, and police try to enforce it as much as possible. But sometimes if they're parked on the side of the road, they can't chase somebody because they're doing something.
Because they're already doing something else.
Right, yeah, exactly. So a lot of it's just common sense. If you see something like that, just slow down, move over, and keeps everyone safe.
Right, exactly. So if you're on like a multi-lane highway, like move over to the next lane, that kind of thing. And if you can't, definitely try to move over a little bit and I guess slow down.
Slow down's the biggest part, so you can react quickly if someone steps out and is in the line of fire, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I find too, it's also even just a good practice, even if just someone is on the side of the road, just like a motorist changing their own tire or something like that. I mean,
absolutely.
It'd be nice to have someone like CAA there to help, but that sometimes doesn't happen.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It just seems to be common sense to do that anyway.
Yep, it does.
So how is CAA kind of getting the word out there?
Well, we're dealing with government, our friends in the media. We're doing a lot of communications out to the public. All of our trucks have this sign on, so at least people will begin to think about, yes, that's a good idea, and learn more about what the law is.
And I mentioned that this is relevant all year round, but we're heading into kind of a busy season for this kind of thing.
Yeah, the days are getting shorter, and then when you get snow on the side of the road, that makes it even worse. So it's a good practice all year round, but heading into the winter even more so.
These guys are often out in inclement conditions because that's how someone got stuck or needed help in the first place.
That's right.
And then there you go, visibility is low, it's dark earlier, and so motorists really need to take care, and it kind of seems like it's all up to we individual motorists.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, the law is there, police try to enforce, but it's really just about common sense and the courtesy of people who are working on the side of the road to give them safe space to work.
Keep them safe, emergency workers, service workers like CAA tow truck drivers, so that they can get home safe to their friends and family. That's the whole idea. Yeah. Thank you so much for this. Really
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You want to take it for a spin?
Speaking of safety, maybe that's not safe. I'm not sure I should be driving something this big. You should see my car. It's a tiny little thing. I think I'm better off with that. We'll put a link on our website to the CAA Slow Down, Move Over campaign so you can get all the information you need and spread the word as well. Thank you again.
Thank you.
We have more CTV Morning Live coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us.